Sweat poured into Captain Harlan's eyes as he slashed through the razor-thick vines, his M16 clutched like a lifeline. The jungle screamed around him, monkeys shrieking warnings, distant chopper blades thumping like a migraine. It was 6:30 hours, May 14, 1968, deep in the Aishau Valley, and his platoon of 32 Green Berets was ordered to clear 3 clicks of enemy territory before noon. Move fast or die slow, the brass had barked from their air-conditioned hooches in Da Nang. Harlan's boots pounded the mud, heart slamming against his ribs. 1 step, 2, then the world exploded. A claymore mine ripped the lead man apart in a pink mist of shrapnel and screams. Harlan hit the deck as AK-47 fire stitched the canopy above, bullets chewing leaves and confetti. Bodies jerked like puppets, 8 down in seconds. From the shadows, unseen eyes watched. NVA sappers, their faces smeared with tiger stripe camo, whispering in disbelief. "The Americans run like water buffalo into the trap," one hissed, priming another daisy chain of punji stakes. Harlan crawled back, dragging a corporal whose leg ended in a bloody stump. Radio crackled. "Contact! Heavy casualties!" But orders were iron. Sweep forward, no retreat. By dusk, 22 dead, the valley still crawling with ghosts. How was it possible that in the same hellish jungle, just 20 clicks east, another patrol vanished into the green and emerged unscathed after moving just 500 meters, not sprinting death traps, but stalking victory at a snail's pace? This wasn't luck. It was the Australian SASR, the Special Air Service Regiment, rewriting the rules of jungle war while Uncle Sam's boys bled out chasing clocks. Their secret? A brutal philosophy born from autonomy. Slow is lethal. From the NVA commander's diary, captured in a 1969 raid on Firebase Ripcord, the Yankee sweeps come like thunder, loud, blind, broken on our rocks. But the Aussies? Ghosts. We hear nothing, see shadows that bleed us dry. Lieutenant Nguyen Van Thuc, 1st NVA Division, wasn't exaggerating. U.S. doctrine demanded volume, flood the jungle with firepower, Arclight B-52 strikes, and mechanized sweeps. Platoons like Harlan's covered kilometers daily, pressured by metrics from MACV headquarters, body counts, terrain denied. Generals Westmoreland and Abrams tallied progress in maps, not graves. Pacification by speed, they called it. But speed was suicide. Contrast that with the Aussies. Task Force 1 RAR, embedded with the SASR in Phuoc Tuy Province, moved at jungle rhythm. No brass breathing down neck. SAS troopers, call sign Kilo 4, took 10 hours to negotiate 1 kilometer if whispers of wire or trip flares prickled their spines. Diaries from Sergeant Mick Dasher Kane, declassified in the Australian War Memorial Archives, paint the terror. Dawn patrol, Long High Hills, June 67. We freeze for 2 hours as a dink scout rustles 50 meters off. He passes blind. We tag him silent at dusk. Throat cut, intel pouch ours. Yanks would have charged, lost the squad. Through NVA eyes, the SOSAR were nightmares incarnate. Imagine your Private Huang, bunker guard at Nui Din, or 200 hours. Your tripwires hum untouched. No engines growl, no flares pop. Just pressure. A breeze that smells of tobacco and gun oil. You peer out, heart jackhammer. Nothing. Then your mate gurgles, bayonet blooming from his neck. SSR patrols, 4-man sticks, infiltrated like malaria. Invisible, inevitable. U.S. intel reports from Cord's advisors noted it. Enemy paranoia spikes post-Aussie ops. Villages report black ghosts haunting trails. Morale craters. No sleep, no trust. Scale the contrast. American sweeps were bulldozers, tanks churning earth, Hueys dumping troops like confetti, averaging 5 to 10 clicks daily, but hemorrhaging 20% casualties per contact. SASR? Surgical scalpels. 500 meters a day meant recon by patience, probing with bamboo sticks for mines, reading boot prints like tea leaf, bivouacking in elephant grass invisible from 10 feet. A 1968 CIA assessment, buried in Langley vaults until FOIA in 2002, quantified it. Aussie SASR kill ratio 12.1 vs. U.S. line units 3.1. Enemy avoids contact, cedes initiative. Harlan's platoon wasn't alone. Operation Delaware, same Aishau hell, saw the 101st Airborne lose 142 KIA in 11 days sprinting ridges. Meanwhile, SASR observation post Sigma, overlooking the valley, clocked enemy movements for weeks without a shot fired, until they chose the kill. From Thuc's diary again, We mined the Yankee paths heavy, laughed as they danced. But the Australians? We pulled stakes nightly, chased shadows. One night my platoon wakes to 3 dead, radios stolen, no alarm. Commanders rage, hunt the hunters, but hunters become hunted. This wasn't bravado, it was bred in bone. Aussie selection at Sheville, per declassified training logs, we did 90% via jungle clock, survive solo, no pace but survivals. USQ course emphasized assault, SASR stalk. By 68, Phantoms and Cobras ruled skies, but ground was king. Harlan Medevast with shrapnel scars later testified to Congress, "We ran to measure dicks with Hanoi. Aussies walked to cut 'em off." As Harlan's ghosts faded into monsoon rains, whispers spread through MacV, embed with the diggers, but old habits die hard. North in the DMZ, another sprint loomed. Marines charging Hamburger Hill, buying yards with blood. East, Kilo 4 melted deeper, 300 meters closer to an NVA regiment HQ, unseen. The valley held its breath. What if the Yanks had learned sooner? What if speed wasn't salvation, but the slowest poison? Kilo 4's point man, Trooper Jack Shadow Riley, knelt motionless in the fetid undergrowth, his camo-smeared face inches from a boot print etched in the slime. Fresh, size 9. Vietnamese People's Army issue, pointing north toward the regiment's ammo cache. It was 14:30 hours. The sun a hammered copper disc filtering venom through the triple canopy. No birds sang. Riley's stick, 4 men, 80 kilogs of kit each, had clawed 400 meters since dawn, pausing thrice for false trails that screamed ambush. 1 hour per 100 meters. Probe, freeze, interpret. A bamboo vine whispered against his gloved hand. He traced it to a knuckle-sized clacker buried in moss. "Wire," he breathed into the throat mic. The patrol dissolved into ferns, waiting out a phantom patrol that never came. From the NVA side, Captain Pham Duc Min paced his CP tent at the A Shau's heart, sweat beading on his yellowed map. His sappers had laced the trails with 200 kilos of composite, daisy-chained for Yankees. But days passed. No thunder. "Where are the water buffalo?" He snarled to his radio man, eyes bloodshot from 3 nights without sleep. Intel from FSB snitches, Aussie ghosts, 4 shadows, moving like termites through rotten wood. Min's diary, seized in a 69 MacV snatch, spills the paranoia. July 12, 1968. Patrol returns empty-handed, claims black devils stole their ears while they pissed. No sound, no fight. We triple guards, but men whisper of jungle spirits, morale like wet rice. Min wasn't imagining phantoms. SASR autonomy was the scalpel to U.S. blunt force. While Harlan's Green Berets choked on brass orders, 5 clicks daily or face Article 15s, Kilo 4 answered to no one but their patrol commander, Captain Bruce Dingo Reynolds. Declassified 1 ATF logs from Nui Dat reveal the charter. Operate at jungle dictate, time irrelevant, intel eternal. Reynolds, per his post-tour debrief at Swanbourne Barracks, enforced it brutally. Rush a man who rushes, he'll bury you. Their rhythm? Selva tempo. 10 hours per click if tripwires hummed. Probe with Sumpan poles, 6 feet ahead. Red mud ripples for submerged pungies. Bivy and spider holes masked by kunai grass. Metabolic rate dialed to lizard slow. Scale it. U.S. mechanized infantry and APCs bulldozed 20 clicks a day across the plain of reeds, but lost 15% to mines monthly. Body counts mocked by empty trails. SASR? A CIA field report from Kontum Province, declassified 1995, clocks them at 500 meters daily max, yet 28.1 kill ratio. Enemy contact avoidance 92%. Yankees trigger 80% of devices, Aussies disarm 70%, turn tables. Imagine Min's terror. His sappers rig a trail at 400, sleep uneasy. Dawn, nothing. By noon, 2 dead, throats slit, demo charges reversed on their own bunker. No firefight, no retreat, just absence. Trooper Riley's stick ghosted forward now, 50 meters from Min's perimeter. Reynolds signaled halt. A butterfly wing beat away, an NVA latrine pit steamed with fresh shit. "Tracks converge," Riley mouthed. They waited 2 hours as a dink supply mule train plodded past, 30 meters off, bells muffled. Heart steady at 50 BPM, they exhaled camo cloth sighs. U.S. doctrine? Suppress an assault. M60 chatter giving positions away. Aussies? Observe, report, optional exfil with scalps. From Min's XO's captured notebook, Aussies smell fear. We move fast now, expose backs. 1 stick lost 3 to shadows last moon. Heads on stakes for monkeys. Contrast deepened in Phuoc Thui's Long Green, where 7 RAR Yanks attached to SASR watched in awe. Lieutenant Harlan's ilk sprinted patrols, zip lines from slicks dumping them into kill boxes. SASR inserted by foot 48-hour stalks from FSBs. A 1968 USMC after-action from Canteen. Marines averaged 8 clicks day, 42 WIA to booby traps. Aussie advisors halved it to 4 clicks, 0 losses. Patience patrols. Sergeant Kane's journal echoes, Yank LT pushes for Hilltop by dusk. I veto, dusk is dink time. We take Hill at 0600 next. Empty bunkers, maps intact. Min slammed his fist on the CP table as a flare gun coughed prematurely. False alarm, a rat. His men jumped, fingers white on AKs. They own the night, he muttered. Intel fused. SASR, hearts and minds. PSYOPs, leave dog tags on corpses, whispers of revenge. A Rand Corporation study, Asymmetric Warfare Vietnam, 1970, quantifies NVA desertions up 35% in Aussie sectors versus 12% US. Reason? Psychological exhaustion. Show the fear. Min's guards chain smoke, eyes darting, latrine breaks in pairs, bunkers double-wired, yet radios vanish. No sleep, just jungle's symphony mocking them. Kilo 4 tagged their first kill at 17:30. Riley's Fairbairn knife whispered through a sentry's windpipe as Reynolds palmed his AK. Pouch rifle. Cords for Hamburger Hill caches. They melted back. 100 meters gained. No trace. Min discovered the body at first light, neck arched like a question mark. How? He scrawled. No noise? No blood trail? They walk on air? Word rippled to Hanoi. Pull back from Aussie zones. Harlan, stateside now, chewed his lip over news reads. Marines stacking bodies on Ap Bia, while diggers sipped tea in OP. Autonomy bred legend. But east, in the mist-shrouded Ho Chi Minh Trail forks, Kilo 4 pushed 200 meters deeper, Reynolds' compass ticking like a bomb. Min mobilized hunters, 50 sappers, blood oaths. The stalk reversed. Jungle rhythm quickened. Slow for Yanks was death. For Aussies, the blade's edge. What happens when ghosts meet wolves? Captain Pham Duc Min's sappers fanned out at dusk, 50 shadows slipping through the Aishau's veins like venom seeking a wound. It was 1900 hours, July 13th, 1968. The jungle exhaling steam that reeked of rot and cordite. Min's lead tracker, a Montagnard defector named Kiet, froze at a snapped twig. Too clean, too deliberate. Ghosts ahead, nostrils flaring for the faint tang of Aussie sweat and brasso polish. Min gripped his Tokarev, pulse hammering. His diary, later captured during Operation Massachusetts Striker, betrays the dread. We hunt with 50, they with 4. Nets close, but fear chews our balls. One scream, and we feed the Ho Chi Minh worms. Kilo 4 felt the noose before it tightened. Trooper Riley, prone in a root tangle 250 meters from Min's CP, clocked the pursuit at 2100. Muffled coughs of suppressed coughs, boot scrapes on laterite. Reynolds signaled disperse. The stick fractured into pairs, melting 75 meters east in 90 minutes, probing every route with sumpans for toe poppers. No rush, no noise. U.S. patrols would have lit flares called gunships, broadcast positions like neon signs. SASR? Silence was squadmate number 5. A declassified 1 ATF intelligence summary from Nui Dat, dated July 68, logs it. Kilo 4 evades 60-man hunter-killer team. 12-hour stalk yields 0 contact. Enemy fragments exposes flanks. Through Min's bloodshot stare, the jungle warped into enemy territory. His sappers tripped their own flares at midnight. Panic fire stitching vines, wasting 200 rounds on Phantom. Kiet found a latrine scrape. Fresh British-issued toilet paper, mocking. They shit on our doorstep, he spat. Min's XO, Lieutenant Tran, chain-smoked number 10s, hands trembling as he triple-checked tripwires. No sleep. Whispers of Makwak, devil crows, circulate. A captured NVA after-action report from the 325th Division, reviewed by MACVG-2 in August 68, quantifies the bleed. Hunter teams lose cohesion post-Aussie incursion. Casualties from friendly fire, 14%. Morale, shattered. Recommend withdrawal. Contrast the bulldozer. Same week, 1st Cavalry's Apache snow op in the same valley chewed 10 clicks daily. Sheridan's grinding trails, averaging 42 KIA to RPGs and bunkers. Brass metrics demanded it. Terrain control by sundown, or relief. Harlan's ghosts echoed, sweep or be swept. SASR flipped the board. Reynolds's Patrol Bible, per Swanbourne Archives. Enemy haste is our haste. We dictate tempo. They bivvied at Oro 200 in a bomb crater cloaked by lianas, hearts at resting pulse, sipping water from halved canteens to kill thirst echoes. Probe ahead. Riley's bayonet flipped a pungy pit lid, empty, but laced with CS gas residue from a hasty NVA pullout. Dawn broke like a bruise. Aero 6:30, July 14. Min consolidated at a stream fork, sappers rigging welcome mats, grenade in a can, fishing line taut. But Kilo 4 had flanked overnight, 150 meters north, perching on a ridge lip overlooking the seep. Beanox caught it all. Min arguing with Tran, maps unrolled, a radio operator tapping Hanoi for reinforcements. Reynolds sketched chords on rice paper, ammo dump at grid, Yankee 492718, 500 clicks of 122mm rockets. Jackpot, he mouthed. No assault, observed. A 1969 CIA Phoenix program memo, declassified 2004, praises SASR OPs yield 80% actionable intel versus U.S. long-range recon's 35%. Enemy relocates caches post-contact, but Aussies preempt. Min sensed eyes. His skin crawled. A guard yelped as Riley's slingshot pebble cracked a branch 40 meters off. Diversion perfect. Sappers sprayed the wrong azimuth, exposing backs. From Tran's notebook, seized post-op. Captain screams at shadows. Men piss selves, fire blind. Ghosts laugh in silence. Scale the horror. NVA doctrine mirrored Macy V. Mass sweeps, human wave probes, covering 3 to 5 clicks nightly, but hemorrhaging to black pack blades. SASR? Mosquito bites. 300 meters gained, 0 shots. 1 sentry vanished at 0930. Riley's garrote silent as confession. AK and dog tags pocketed for PSYOPs drop. Word filtered to Min via runner. Another patrol mauled near the trail fork. 3 ears left on a stump. Classic Aussie calling card. Paranoia peaked. He pulled stakes, torched supplies, fled south. His diary's last A-Shao entry. We mine rivers. They swim upstream. Wolves? No. Sharks in green water. Pull back or drown. Kilo 4 exfiltrated at tempo lento, 200 meters per hour, calling extract only after 48 hours clear. U.S. advisors at Firebase Bastogne marveled, diggers own the board. Yanks push chess pieces, they suck the king. Harlan, nursing beers in Saigon bars, heard the buzz. SASR intel triggered arc light on Min's caches, 40 secondary blasts lighting the valley like New Year's. Marines on Hamburger Hill bought that edge with blood. Aussies gifted it gratis. A RAND analysis, counterinsurgency metrics, 1971, nails it. Autonomy yields 5x intel efficiency. Rigid command. Predictable graves. Min's hunters scattered. Ghosts unchased. But north, Ho Chi Minh Trail pulsed anew. Fresh regiments trucking south. Reynolds eyed the maps. 400 meters to the next fork. Wolves regrouped. Jungle whispered, patience carves empires. Speed digs graves. What if Min turned the stalk? Kilo 4 loaded mags, the blade honed sharper. Captain Pham Duc Min huddled in a newly dug CP slit trench at grid Yankee 492680. The A-Shao's mud sucking at his boots like accusing fingers. It was 1100 hours, July 15, 1968. The monsoon threatening to unleash sheets of acid rain that would turn trails to sucking quagmires. His 50 sappers, reduced to 42 after friendly fire and ghost blades, ringed the position with overlapping fields of Claymore arcs, 500 meters of kill zone, baited with Yankee boot prints forged in plaster. We reverse the hunt, Min growled to Lieutenant Tran, whose eyes darted like trapped rats. But doubt gnawed. No bird calls, just the drip-drip of condensation from leaves heavy as guilt. From a captured sapper's field notebook, later pored over by Mac VS2 at Camp Eagle, Captain Min wires paradise for devils. Men pray to ancestors. Sleep comes in snatches, dreams of knives from nowhere. Kilo 4, 350 meters northeast, sensed the shift at 1130. Trooper Riley's nose twitched. Acrid whiff of Chinese explosive, composition B mixed with fish sauce sweat. Reynolds froze the stick in a banyan root nest, sampan poles whispering probes into the slime. They'd gained 250 meters since exfil-tees, dictating tempo, 45 minutes per 50. Interpreting every snapped fern as symphony or trap. No brass haranguing via PRC-25. Autonomy was oxygen. Declassified SASR op order from 1 ATF. Swanbourne files, 1970. Patrol commander owns the clock. Jungle sets pace. Haste, unhers. Contrast. Harlan's Spectres. 4th Infantry sweeps same sector. July 14th log. 8 clicks pushed under Sheridan treads. 29 WIA to toe poppers. Brass metrics unslaked. Through Min's fevered gaze, the green hell conspired. A sentry gurgled at 12:30. Riley's slingshot stone to the temple, silent as sin. Body dragged for AK feet. Panic rippled. Sappers loosed bursts blind, chewing their own wire. Tran yelped as shrapnel kissed his cheek. "They're inside," Min bellowed. Tokarev barking shadows. His diary, ripped from the CP in the melee. "Noon ambush on ambush. 4 ghosts bleed us from lungs. We fire 400 rounds, kill air, pull flanks or perish." A 1968 U.S. Army Intelligence Bulletin, VC-NVA Counter-Tracker Tactics, footnotes it. Aussie SASR induces 65% overreaction in hunter team, yielding self-inflicted 20-30% attrition. Scale the abyss. NVA massed 200-man sweeps along the trail, emulating MACA-V. Human avalanches covering 4 clicks nightly, but 15% lost to Black Pack scalpels per 325th Division logs. U.S. Echoes. 173rd Airborne's Quick Reaction Force insertion. 10 clicks, hour by Huey, but 40% ambush. SASR. Precision venom, 400 meters total today. Yet Min's CP cords radioed to Bastogne. B-52s retargeted, 22 secondaries blooming by 1600. Reynolds' rice paper sketch, preserved in AWM Canberra. Enemy CP compromised. Exfil Vector Bravo 7, Tempo Selva. They ghosted 100 meters east as rain lashed, bivvying under poncho lean-tos that drank the downpour silent. Min consolidated at 1700, sappers chain-smoking, eyes hollow pit. Kiet the tracker knelt by the sentry's corpse, throat neat as invoice, no drag marks, booties wrapped in latex. "They fly," he muttered. Paranoia metastasized, guards tripled, latrines forbidden solo, whispers of psyop leaflet, ghosts count your breaths. From Tran's last entry, seized post striker. "Men shoot monkeys now, blame Aussies." Captain Min shakes in fever, orders contradict. "We are the hunted in our house." Rand Corp Psy-War Assessment. Vietnam Fear Factor. 1972 D-Class. SASR Non-Kinetic Ops Spike NVA Stress, 48% over U.S. Firebase demos. Sleep deprivation, guess decision paralysis. Reynolds' stick reformed at 2,500 meters from the fresh CP. Jackpot redux. Min's ammo convoy cords for AP Bayer reinforcement. 300 tons of 82mm mortar rounds. Probe phase. Riley's Fairbairn tested vines. Clacker at ankle height. Disarmed with dental floss pull. Reversed on the trail. No boom. Wait. U.S. playbook? Immediate action drill. M79 thumpers lighting nights. Aussies lizard mode, metabolisms idling, sharing a single number 10 cigarettes ghost puff. Sergeant Kane's analog from Phuoc Tui. Yank LT calls Artie on Russell. We sip tea, tag the rustler. Dusk thickened to oil at 2100. Min paced, radio crackling Hanoi's rage. Eliminate shadows or face Tribut. His sappers probed outward, Kiet leading, straight into reversed claymore. Pink mist at 2135, 5 down, screams echoing. Min hit dirt, world narrowing to terror. Inside the wire! Flare pistols popped, illuminating their own panic. Kilo 4 observed from 80 meters, binocs etching the route. Reynolds keyed burst transmit. Sigma actual, cords updated. Arc light veto, ground strike viable. CIA Quantum Station report FOIA 1998. SASR forces enemy displacement 72 hours pre-BDA, intel purity 95%. Min fled south at 2300, torching half his cache, flames a beacon for phantoms inbound. His final A Shao scroll. Shark circle, we flounder, speed our curse, their eternity. Kilo 4 tallied 200 meters net, 0 dings, exfil vector clear. Harlan's ilk, grinding Hamburger Hill 20 clicks north, bought yards at 110 blood ratio per 101st AAR. Diggers gifted, autonomy's forge, slow blades outlast hammers. But trail forks beckoned, regiments massing. Reynolds checked compass, 300 meters to regimental nerve center. Min's wolves bayed distant, reversal. Jungle tensed. Who blinks first in eternity's stare? The jungle's eternity stare broke at 0200 hours, July 16, 1968, when Captain Pham Duc Min's radioman gurgled his last breath in the slit trench CP at Yankee 492-680. Trooper Jack Shadow, Riley's garrote, whispered like a lover's secret, coiling boot-polished paracord around the man's neck before he could key Hanoi. No splash, no scream, just a body slumping into the mud. PRC-10 snatched silent. Min jolted awake 3 meters off. Tokarev fumbling from his holster, heart clawing ribs like a trapped feral cat. "Intruders," he rasped, but darkness answered only with drip-drip and the faint mocking rustle of elephant grass. From his final diary page, torn from the CP during the rout and archived in Massiv's Phoenix files, declassified 2003, Midnight Blade claims my voice to Uncle Ho, shadows inside wire, 4 devils, endless. We rig death, they drink it. Kilo 4 owned the night. Captain Bruce Dingo Reynolds' stick had inched 300 meters since dusk. 45 minutes per 50, sumpan poles dissecting every vine for clackers, booties muffling steps to ghost size. Autonomy's gift, no Saigon clocks ticking, no Article 15s for insufficient progress. Declassified 1 ATF after action from Nui Dat, reviewed at Swanbourne 1970. Kilo 4 nets, regimental CP intel, 500 meters daily max in 4. Enemy self-destructs under pressure. They'd flanked Min's ambush within ambush at 23v30. Riley's pebble diversions drawing fire while the stick probed the CP's blind gut. 1 kill, 0 noise. Lizard patience paying dividends. Through Min's fracturing mind, the green became a living newt. Lieutenant Tran huddled nearby, chainlit his last number 10, fingers ash white. "Captain, pull back! The Maquac own us," he begged, eyes bulging at shadows that pooled unnaturally. Sappers outside the wire tripped their own toe poppers at 0230. 2 down in pink bursts, screams shattering the hush. Panic chain, flares popped, M79s thumped blind, illuminating 42 men clawing mud in futile sprays. Kiet the tracker bayed like a wounded dog, AK chattering vine. Min's world shrank to terror. They breathe our air, shit our fear. A captured 325th Division signal intercept, MACVG2 log, July 17th. Min force fragments 80% cohesion. Friendly casualties exceed ghosts. Recommend dissolution. Scale the chasm one last time. North, 20 clicks away. The 101st Airborne's Hamburger Hill grinder peaked. Marines and paratroops sprinting up Bia slopes under maximum pressure from Abrams' staff. 72 dead in 10 days for 100 meters of bloody crest. Harlan's ilk echoed eternally. Sheridan's grinding 8 clicks daily. Body counts inflated on paper graves. SASR? Surgical eternity. 500 meters total op gain. Yet Min's rice paper maps, cords for 500 tons trail ordnance, beamed to Firebase Bastogne by 0300. Reynolds' burst transmit. Jackpot confirmed. Arc light on station. B-52s hammered at dawn. 47 secondaries erupting like volcanic gods, gutting the 1st NVA Division's spine. CIA AAR from Quantum FOIA 1999. SASR single patrol yields 15x U.S. battalion intel value. Enemy cascades. Relocates 3 regiments south. Delays TET 69 build-up 14 days. Min fled at 0345. Torching the remnant cache in oily flames that lit Phantom's strafing runs. His sappers bolted in 2s and 3s. Kiet dragging Tran whose leg trailed bloody runes. No cohesion, just rout. Reversed claymores popping backsides as they tripped haste-borne wires. From Tran's blood-smeared notebook, scooped by a 7 RAR follow-up, Captain Min weeps like child. Ghosts unkillable. Speed our chain. Their wings. Paranoia consummated. Survivors whispered black pack curses to Hanoi runners. Desertions spiking 52% per rand. Vietnam collapse metrics, 1973, D-class. Show the shatter. Min's guards abandoned posts mid-patrol, latrines bloodied by suicides, bunkers echoing with hallucinated knives. No sleep, just jungle's wet laugh. Kilo 4 exfiltrated at Selva Diktat, 200 meters per hour back to extract LZ, bivvying thrice en route, hearts idling at 45 BPM. Reynolds palmed the prize. Min's dog tags, left dangling from a stump with a psyop note. Jungle counts breaths, no pursuit. Wolves broken. Harlan, rotating stateside with shrapnel ghosts, testified to Pike Committee leak. Diggers taught us. Rush the Reaper. Own the grave. Autonomy carves kings. U.S. embeds post-Ashau aped it half-heartedly. 4th Marines patience halved losses, per Conthien AARs. But brass metrics clung like leeches. Word rippled MACF, SASR legends etched in afterglow. Operation Massachusetts Striker mopped remnants, crediting Kilo 4's maps for 200 NVA KIA, 0 Aussie dings. Min vanished into trail myths, a ghost of ghosts, promoted to re-education camps post-war for cowardice before shadows. AWM Canberra Oral History, Sergeant Kane, 1985. We moved slow as gods, Yanks fast as funerals. In Vietnam's Emerald Inferno, speed was the slowest poison, rigid chains snapping under jungle's weight. Autonomy forged blades eternal. Move at the enemy's dread, not the clock's whip. Harlan's sprints bought yards with blood. Reynolds' crawl claimed empires unseen. The thesis endures, from a Shao to eternity's trails. In war's savage arithmetic, patience isn't it's victory's only tempo.